The wind blew cold across the dead city. Broken glass crunched under metal boots. Empty streets echoed with the sound of old machines and distant alarms that never stopped. The sky was gray, always gray, and the sun hadn't been seen for many years. Among the ruins, a girl dragged herself across the ground. Her name was Lena. She had no legs, only damaged stumps wrapped in old cloth. Her clothes were torn, her face covered in dust and dried blood. Every inch of her body showed pain. But her eyes still had fire. She had come a long way. Crawling, hiding, bleeding. She had one goal: find the man who could give her new legs. They said he lived in the Edge Zone, a dangerous place full of old tech and broken robots. People called him Dr. Kale, the ghost mechanic. Nobody saw him, nobody found him. But Lena didn't stop. She had nothing left to lose. Deep under a collapsed building, she found the entrance, a metal door with glowing blue lines. It was half covered in rubble. She pulled herself forward and knocked. Once, twice. Nothing. She shouted, "Please, I'm not here to fight. I just want to walk again." Still no answer. Then the door slowly opened with a hiss. Cold air rushed out. Inside was a dark hallway with flickering lights. Lena pulled herself in. Dr. Kale watched her through a hidden camera. He saw the pain in her movements, the desperation in her eyes. He didn't move at first. He just stood in silence, watching. She entered the main lab. It was full of machines, robotic arms, and screens showing body diagrams. In the corner, a broken AI unit lay silent, a glowing red eye blinking faintly. Lena looked around and saw him. He was tall, with dark hair and a long coat. His arms were made of metal, his face part human, part machine. But his eyes, they were human. Tired, careful, but kind. Lena dragged herself to him, then collapsed at his feet. "Please," she whispered. "I'll give you anything. My body, my voice, my memories. Just give me legs again. Let me walk." Kale looked down at her. He didn't speak right away. He knelt beside her, placed a metal hand gently on her shoulder, and said in a calm, deep voice, "You're not for sale." Lena's eyes filled with tears. She had heard that line before, but only from liars, monsters, or those who laughed at her. But Kale's voice was different. It didn't have greed. It had sorrow. He lifted her gently and placed her on a medical table. Machines came alive. Scanners moved over her body. Soft lights blinked around her. "You need care first," he said. "Then we'll talk about legs." Hours passed. Lena woke up on a clean bed. Her wounds were treated, her body wrapped in soft bandages. She felt warm for the first time in weeks. Kale was working nearby, building something with quiet focus. Lena watched him. "Why did you help me?" she asked. He didn't look at her. "You remind me of someone," he said. "Who?" Kale turned to the broken AI in the corner. Its red eye blinked slowly. "She was like you, brave, stubborn. She wanted to walk again too." Lena looked at the machine. "That's her?" "Not exactly," Kale said. "That's what's left of her thoughts." Lena went silent. The lab felt colder now. The machines beeped slowly. Did she sell herself? Lena asked. Kale closed his eyes for a second, then said softly, "Yes. To people who promised her power, they took everything. I couldn't save her in time." Lena felt a chill down her spine. "I was about to do the same," she whispered. "That's why I stopped you," Kale said. "You are not a product. Not a machine. You don't need to trade your soul just to walk." Outside, in the ruined streets, a drone hovered. It sent a signal, a red beacon blinking in the sky. Someone was watching. Inside, Kale helped Lena sit up. "We'll fix this," he said. "But not the way they want. Who are they?" Lena asked. Kale didn't answer. He just looked at the red-eye AI and whispered, almost to himself, "The syndicate is still out there. And they never stop hunting." Lena stared at him. "The syndicate?" Kale finally looked into her eyes. They're the ones you were running from, weren't you? Lena nodded slowly. I owe them, she said. They gave me a chance once. Now they want it all back. Kale stood up. His metal hand tightened into a fist. Then it's time we break the chain. The lights in the lab blink like tired eyes. The machines hum like an old song playing in the dark. Lena sits on the edge of the medical bed. Her hands grip the edge, her mind still caught between pain and quota. Hope. She looks down at where her legs used to be. Bandages are clean now, but the memories are not. Kale stands near the workbench. Tools float in the air with soft blue light. He works without speaking, every movement sharp, every motion controlled. Lena breaks the silence, her voice soft. Tell me about her. The one I remind you of. Kale stops. He doesn't look back. He picks up a small glowing chip and turns it in his fingers. She was my sister. Her name was Elia. Lena watches him, waiting, feeling the weight in his silence. She wanted to be strong like you, like me, like no one else. So she made a deal with the wrong people. Kale finally turns. His eyes not angry, just full of something Lena can't name. They offered her legs, arms, power, freedom. She said yes. Lena nods. I almost said yes too. That's why I stopped you, because when she walked again, she was no longer Elia. Lena looks toward the broken AI in the corner, the one with the glowing red eye. Is she in there, part of her voice, her thoughts, her memories? Kale walks to the AI. He kneels beside it, touches the cold metal like it's something sacred. She uploaded parts of her mind before they took her. What came back was not enough to bring her back, but it was something. The eye blinks a slow red pulse, like a heartbeat frozen in time. Lena pulls herself forward closer. She reaches out and touches the shell of the eye, cold hard. Still. Suddenly, a soft voice fills the room, broken, digital, but warm. Lena, that is your name. I remember your eyes. Lena freezes. Did it just speak to me? Kale doesn't move. He nods slowly. Echo is what's left of Elia, but sometimes she remembers more than she should. Lena stares at the red eye. She feels something stir in her chest. Not fear, something else. Recognition. As if Eco knows more than anyone should. You are hunted. Eco says they put a mark on you. They want you back. Kale steps closer. His voice tight. Did they scan you, track you? Lena looks down. She pulls something from her neck. A tiny black tag. I thought it was just a dog tag from the war. Kale snatches it. His face darkens. It's not a tag, it's a tracer. They know you're here. A sudden alarm blares across the lab. Red lights flash, walls shift. Machines power down into silence. They're coming. Kale whispers. Lena tries to rise, her hands trembling. But her body is still weak. She can't run. She can't fight. Kale rushes to the wall and opens a hidden panel. He pulls out a small frame. A set of exo braces. Simple, light, temporary. He brings them to her. You said you want to walk. Now you have to. He locks the braces around her body. They click. Power surges through them. Her legs buzz, not real but moving. She stands shaky, unsure, but standing. Kale smiles for the first time. Not bad for someone who crawled into my lab yesterday. Lena smiles back, weak but real. How long do we have? Kale glances at the scanner. Not long. Outside, the city lights shift. A red drone flies across the skyline. It sends a signal. The syndicate has found her. Inside Kale arms the defenses. Lena tests her steps, her heart pounding, her mind racing. Echo speaks again. One last warning. They don't want your legs. They want your will. They want your soul. Don't give it. Lena nods, understands now. This is more than walking. This is surviving. Kale looks at her. Let's make them regret coming here. Lena breathes deep. No more crawling, no more begging, no more selling. This time she stands. Night falls like a shadow, too heavy to lift. The sky above the city turns darker than black. No stars, no moon, only the cold red glow of machines watching from above. Inside Kale's lab, the air feels tighter, like something is holding its breath. Waiting, hunting. Lena stands with her new support frame. Her legs move, not perfectly, not smoothly, but they move, and that's enough for now. Kale checks every scanner. His hands fly over screens, his voice calm but fast. They sent a signal, which means they're nearby. which means they know Lena watches the map on the wall. Red dots blink slowly. Then faster, then closer. Kale narrows his eyes. This is not a search party. This is a warning. He steps to the center table, opens a steel box. Inside a small cube rests. Glowing dark bluey. Drone dropped it an hour ago, right outside the gate. He places the cube on the table. It hums, clicks, and opens. Lena steps back, her breath caught in her chest. Inside the cube, a mechanical heart, still beating, still wet, still human. She turns away, covers her mouth, tries not to scream. Kale stares at the heart, his face unreadable, his voice like a whisper through thunder. They know I'm helping you. They want me to stop or join them. He walks to the workbench, picks up a small black badge, throws it on the ground. I wore that once, before I saw what they do before. I knew what the price was. Lena sits, her hands shaking, her voice soft. What do they want from me? Kale answers without turning. Everything. They will offer power, freedom, a new life. But once you take it, you belong to them. Echo speaks from the corner. Her voice quiet, flat, almost too calm. They trade metal for memory, flesh for control, thoughts for silence. Lena listens, her heart pounding. She thinks of her old squad, her old home, her last memory before the blast of bright light, then darkness, then pain. They found me after the war. She says they told me they could fix me. They said all I had to do was sign. But I ran before they took more. Kale walks to her, his eyes serious. No one runs forever, unless they fight. Lena lifts her head. You think I can fight like this, with half a body, with borrowed legs? Kale leans down, places a hand on her shoulder. You don't need perfect legs. You need a reason. Lena looks away. Then back at the beating heart on the table. Maybe that's reason enough. The alarm sounds again. This time not just a warning. This time, they are here. Kale moves fast. Walls shift, panels close, lights drop into low red mode. A giant screen turns on outside. Camera feed 3 syndicate enforcers in black armor, their faces hidden behind chrome masks. Their bodies more machine than human. One of them holds something in his hand. He places it on the ground, steps back. It crawls, small, insect-like and glowing. Kale curses under his breath. That's a scout worm. If it gets inside, it maps everything, even her brain patterns. Lena stands, her braces whine softly. She looks at the screen, her jaw tight, her voice low. Then let's crush it before it learns to crawl. Kale nods, grabs a pulse rifle, tosses one to her. Light, short range, enough for close combat. They move to the entrance. Lena's steps slow, but steady. Echo's voice follows them through speakers. If they came for fear, give them fire outside. The worm scurries closer to the gate. Its glow brightens, almost curious inside. Lena raises the rifle, breathes in and fires. The blast hits. The worm jerks, sparks and dies. The syndicate enforcer looks at the broken worm, then up at the hidden camera, then turns and walks away. Not in fear, not in anger, but in silence. Kale stares at the screen. They're not done. This was just a message. The real storm is coming. Lena lowers the rifle, her arms still shaking, but her heart steady. Then we send a message back. Morning never comes. In the dead city, only a softer kind of darkness, a quiet that feels like waiting, like something holding its breath just beyond the walls inside the lab. Lena sharpens her aim, practices walking, turning, balancing on the support frame Kale built for her. Each step still hurts, but the pain reminds her she is still herself. Kale watches. He does not speak, his mind elsewhere, his fingers building faster than ever. Circuits, shells, weapons. He knows they will return, not with messages, but with offers. Has seen it before. The syndicate never fights first. They offer, they tempt, they twist, just as he thinks it. A low knock echoes through the outer gate. Not loud, not urgent, just patient. Kale freezes, his hands still. He looks at the screen. One visitor. Alone. Lena stands near the wall, pulse rifle in her grip, eyes fixed forward. Open the gate. She says, let's hear what they want this time. Kale hesitates, then presses the switch. The gate opens, slow creaking, like it hasn't moved in years. The figure walks in, tall, wrapped in dark gray, no mask, no armor, only a calm smile carved into a pale face. He does not look like a soldier. He looks like a salesman. He speaks with a smooth voice, like someone reading a bedtime story. I come without harm. Only with solutions, only with answers to the problems you both carry. Kale does not reply. Lena steps forward, her voice sharp. What do you want? The man smiles wider. Wrong question. What do you need? He opens his case. Inside, two shining mechanical legs, silver sleek. Perfect. He turns them toward Lena. And what do you think these cost? He asks. Not money, not metal, just one thing. Choice. Lena does not move, her eyes fixed on the legs. They shine like a dream she once wanted more than life. The man continues. Join us. Walk again. Run faster than light, stronger than tanks. Live longer than nature allows. Kale's forward. No, just one word. Not a shout, not anger. Just the sound of a wall being built. The man ignores him. His eyes never leave Lena. We don't ask for blood, only loyalty, only trust. Only you. Lena feels her body lean forward. A part of her wants to reach out, wants to say yes, wants to stop hurting. But Echo speaks through the wall. He lies. He lied to Elia. He lies now. Lena blinks. Her hands tighten. What happened to her? She asks. The girl you took last time. The man's smile does not fade. She serves. She lives. Stronger than she ever was. Kale steps between them. She died. The man tilts his head. Not death. Evolution. Lena's breath grows heavy. Her body wants to move. Her heart wants to run. But her mind begins to see. If this deal was freedom, why does it feel like a cage? She steps back, her voice quiet. You offer too much. No one gives this much without taking more. The man's face changes. Not anger. Something colder. Very well. He closes the case. But remember this. When the time comes, when your legs fail, when your pain returns, we will still be here. We always are. He turns, walks out of the lab without a sound. The gate closes behind him, like a mouth shutting tight. Kale lets out a breath. He didn't know he was holding Lena. Sits down, staring at the place where the legs had been. They were beautiful, but they felt like chains. Kale sits beside her. You chose right. Lena does not answer, because inside her a war has begun. Between the part that wants to stand alone and the part that wants to rise no matter the cost. Echo's voice returns. Soft, almost sad. The deal is never about legs. It's about control. And now they know you said no. Kale stands. Then we build her something they can't offer. Not just legs, but purpose. Lena looks up. And this time she nods. Silence wraps the lab like a second skin. Not quiet, but heavy breathing in circuits, thinking in wires. Lena stares at her reflection on the glass panel. She sees someone she does not know. Someone part metal, part hope, part fear. The legs are not hers. The braces help her move, but they do not feel like walking. They feel like floating on borrowed time. Kale works without rest. His hands build faster than thought. Armor, neural links. A spine brace with energy cores so small, they almost hum. He does not speak. He knows what is coming. He knows what Syndicate does when kindness fails. Lena moves across the room, step by step, one hand on the wall. She reaches Echo, the broken AI still blinking its slow red pulse. You said they want my soul. She whispers. What do they take first? Echo's voice returns. Soft static around the edges. They take memory, emotion, replace it with silence, replace it with code. Why would anyone agree to that? Because they forget what it means to feel. Lena closes her eyes. Her thoughts spiral back to the field, to the war, to the sound of screams, the taste of metal, the weight of bodies. She remembers wanting it all to stop. She remembers thinking, if they could turn off the pain, maybe that would be enough. She opens her eyes. Maybe I'm already half machine. Kale hears her. He turns from his work, his eyes steady. No, you bleed, you feel. That is your weapon. And that is what they fear. Lena shakes her head. What if I want to stop feeling? What if I don't want to carry it anymore? Kale walks closer. He holds out a chip, small black clean one chip. Implanted in your spine. You won't feel pain, you won't feel fear, but you won't feel anything else either. She looks at it. Her fingers hover. Is this what they give? No, he says. This is what I refuse to give. She pulls her hand back. And if I say yes, then I lose you, and they win. She looks away. The walls feel closer, the lights Feel colder. Echo speaks again. You want to forget what made you human? Or do you want to become something they never expected? Lena answers without thinking, I want to become me again. But stronger. Then keep your pain, sharpen it, use it. Kale smiles. First real smile since she arrived. That is the right answer. He turns, walks to the core unit, activates the prototype. The armor rises, lightweight, responsive, built not to replace her, but to support her. Not a machine's prison, but a human's weapon. He straps it to her frame, locks it with pulse keys, syncs it with her thoughts. Try moving now. Lena breathes, moves her left foot, then her right. No delay, no drag, no pain. She runs. Short bursts, fast, controlled for the first time. It feels like she belongs. In her body she stops, laughs, not because she is free, but because she chose this path with her own mind. Kale watches, his voice calm but proud. Now you walk not because of them, but because of youth. Scanner beeps, loud, sharp, urgent. Kale moves to the screen. 2 syndicate ships inbound, not scouts, carriers. Lena tightens her fists. Her breath deepens. Let them come. Kale nods. He turns to the wall, opens the case marked with Elia's name inside. A weapon built for one person, now held out for another. He hands it to Lena. This was hers. Now it's yours. Lena takes the weapon, feels the weight, feels the fire return to her chest. Not for sale, she says, and now I'm not running either. The city holds its breath, skies pulse red. The sound of syndicate ships rolls across the ruins like thunder with no rain inside the lab. Kale locks down the final doors. Shields charge. Guns hum. Systems wait for the storm. Lena stands at the center, not hiding, not shaking, not asking for mercy. She wears the armor now, not just on her body, but in her eyes, in her spine, in her voice. Echo watches from the wall, red eye, steady, no emotion, only memory. They are close, she says. Kale nods, his voice low. They will not ask this time. They will take. Lena steps forward. Let them try. Kale studies her, the way she moves, the way she breathes. She is not the same girl who crawled through his gate. He sees something else now, something more dangerous than machines. A mind that made a choice. He remembers Elia. He remembers how she begged for power, how she traded pieces of herself one by one, until nothing was left but steel and silence. She smiled while it happened, because they made her believe she chose it. But Lena chose to hurt. Lena chose to stand in the pain. Lena chose to fight without giving herself away. Kale speaks without looking at her. You remind me of her, but you are not her. Lena answers without fear. Because I said no. Outside, the ships land slow, like kings arriving to claim what they already believe is theirs. Doors open. Syndicate agents step out. Not running, not rushing, because they expect surrender, because they always get it. The leader walks ahead. The same man with the same cold smile. He carries the same case, but this time it stays closed. Kale steps out first. Weapon ready, eyes cold. This is your last offer. Turn back. The man laughs. No more offers. We come for what belongs to us. Lena steps out beside Kale, not hiding behind him, not under his shadow. I do not belong to you, she says. The man tilts his head. Then he smiles wider, like he's found something interesting in a broken toy. We gave you a chance. Now we take what's owed. Lena steps forward. Her armor glows. Her weapon buzzes. You offered chains. You offered silence. I chose pain. I chose memory. And now I choose war. The man's face finally changes. His smile breaks. His voice sharp. Now you are nothing. You are broken. Lena lifts her weapon. Then let a broken thing destroy youth. First shot fires. Light rips through the air. Not fear, not warning. Fire. Kale joins her side by side. Man and machine engineer and survivor. The syndicate agents move, but not fast enough. This fight is not about power. It is about choice, about the weight of saying no and meaning it. Lena moves faster than they expect. Not perfect, not smooth, but full of will. She knocks one down, then another. Each hit feels like a piece of herself coming back. Kale covers her, his aim perfect. Years of building now used to break. Echo speaks in her ear, a soft whisper only she can hear. You are not her, but you are what she could have been. Lena doesn't answer, because there is no time, because she is not a story. She's the point where stories burn and become something else. The last agent falls. The case drops, the sound sharp against the stone. Lena opens it inside. Nothing but contracts. Nothing but paper promises wrapped in lies. She drops it in the fire. Cale walks to her, breathing hard. His face calm. You did it. Lena looks at the flames. No, we did. Echo speaks one last time. Then her light fades. She is free. Lena watches the red eye dim. She places her hand on the glass. Goodbye and thank you. Cale says nothing, only stands beside her. As the syndicate ship burns in the background, Lena looks ahead. The sky still dark, the world still broken, but her mind clear. I walk because I choose to, not because they let me. The sky does not change. Still gray, still silent. But something in the air feels different. Like the end of a long breath, finally released. Smoke rises from the syndicate ship. Metal-torn weapons, scattered promises burned. Lena stands with ash on her face. Hands bruised, armor cracked, eyes clear. Cale repairs what he can. The lab survives, but only just walls scorched, power low, time thin. He knows this is not over. The syndicate never ends with one ship. They retreat, they rebuild, they return, but something has changed. This time they lost more than a battle. They lost control. Lena walks through the ruins, no longer hiding her scars, no longer waiting for permission to exist. She stops at the old AI chamber. The red eye is gone. Echo has fallen silent. But Lena hears her still, not as a voice, but as a lesson. You can break, you can bleed, you can fall. But if you choose to rise, no one owns you. Cale joins her, a small box in his hand. He opens it. Inside a chip, one final gift, Delia's last memory, before they took her. Before the silence, he offers it to Lena, not as a tool, not as a command, as a choice. Lena takes it, feels its weight, then places it in the eye. Korea flicker, a light, then a voice, soft, weak, real. Hello, is it over? Lena speaks without fear. Not yet. But soon. The AI smiles, a sound like wind through old leaves. Then keep going and finish it. Cale powers up the last drone, the only one strong enough to fly across the zones to the syndicate tower, the place where it all began. Lena loads the data, every file, every secret, every stolen body, every stolen mind. She turns to Cale. This is the strike they won't see coming. He nods. You are not the weapon, you are the message. The drone lifts fast, silent, straight toward the tower. A signal fires, one that cannot be ignored. Truth wrapped in light, proof wrapped in pain. Across the network, screens change, eyes open. People watch. They see what syndicate hides. They see what Lena survived. They see what choice really means in cities far away. Others rise quietly, then loudly. The system begins to shake. Lena does not celebrate. She simply walks to the rooftop, stares into the horizon. Cale joins her. No words this time. They stand together, human and machine. Both broken, both whole behind them. The lab breathes, still alive, still fighting ahead. A new day waits. Not bright, not safe, but real. Lena whispers to no one, I offered everything once, just to feel strong. But strength came when I stopped offering. Cale looks at her proud, not of what she became, but of how she became it. You chose your pain and turned it into power. She nods. And now I walk because I can, because I choose to, because I am mine. The wind rises, the dust swirls. The world does not thank her, but it changes anyway, because sometimes the last stand is not where you fall, but where you decide never to fall again.